All right, let's get started here. We may have a little bit of an interruption. Kip is still sleeping. He woke up and went back to sleep, and he's still out at 9:30. So I'm not waking him. So I'm assuming he'll hear me talking, and he'll want to come in here in the next few minutes. But we will see what we can get in before I need to bribe him. I already got his fruit snacks ready to go. So I keep telling him, Melissa, I was like, hey, listen, they provide 100% of your vitamin C, and they say fruit on them, so they must be healthy. But no, not healthy. Anyway, overall, kind of flat. All the movement we had yesterday has been retraced a little bit. Pound coming in a little bit weaker. The construction PMI actually dropped below 50. The forecast was right at that kind of like it could go either way. And there you go. I said I would hear. I said Kip would hear me and wake up, and I just heard his first. So he'll probably come running and crying. So we'll see how this goes. Unemployment claims came in a little bit lower than expected, but again, you can see that it is black here. Really, no difference than what it was before. Not showing any major differences or swings either direction. So again, not necessarily missed, not anything as far as game changer would be for today. And then we have CAD, IVPMI coming in at 10 o'clock. Not really necessarily a big mover for the CAD. You can see overall, again, 14, 15, 15, 6, 7, 18. 21 here on the euro pound. Um, this is percentage wise the biggest mover. That's about a 50% daily ATR there with 21. Again, that one only moves about 40 in a day. It's up, but it is obviously retracing back again. And a lot of that, excuse me, has to do with the pound news swing. Ugh. And then pound yen, you can see there's a little bit of weakness, but again, in the last hour, it's retracing back up again, trying to get flat. So today's it's kind of a typical pre non-farm payroll type day. Um, yeah, um, not much really to say besides that. Again, I think right now everybody's so focused on what could happen, what may happen, what probably will happen um, with the non-farm number. Again, the ADP number on Wednesday was so strange. This one should also be kind of a little bit weird, right? And we'll see. I mean, again, not a lot of news today, but tomorrow again, all the CAD data out there. CAD unemployment rate expected to go up 5.6. Average hourly earnings expected to increase, showing that again, people are making more. Again, kind of necessarily. I mean, wage growth like that way is a good thing. The average hourly earning going higher is good, but also shows that there's a little bit level of inflation in there. Excuse me, God, that's true. I've been up for a while too. Um, and I posted an article in Discord yesterday talking about how jumping jobs is not paying as much as it used to anymore because the writing's kind of on the wall. Non-farm employment change is expected to be 171. That's going to be the big one people are looking at. And then the unemployment rate is expected to drop. And you can see there, interesting enough, the CAD unemployment rate is expected to go up. In a lot of other countries, it was expected to go up. Um, U.S. expected to go down. So that's what the market is prepared for. And if that doesn't happen, again, I think that'll send a lot of fears throughout the market that it may not be as good. I hear footsteps. He's on the way. May not be as good as what we think, or we're kind of farther. Maybe the soft landing isn't as soft as we originally had thought. Again, soft landing goes over there with transitory, right? For me, so as far as what something really is or what something really isn't. Come here, buds. Come here. Hello. Good morning. Get your play. I know. Oh, grumpy boy. Go ahead, pull it out. There we go. Come here. There we go. Here you go. I got some snacks for you too. Here you go. Waking up, it's like coffee. Here you go. I got some snacks. Look at this. Snacks. Transition. But hey, sleeping at 9:40 is not horrible. So yeah, I'll take that. All right. So again, non-farm is going to be the big one tomorrow. So let's see. Let's just dive right in. Let's go back over to the VIX. So the VIX, it says that it's up a pinch. Is it really? I mean, maybe from where the close was, but for the most part, not so much. I mean, all the mass drops are kind of over. Yesterday we talked about. Excuse me, God, I feel like we switched in decaf again today. Um, Again, I would expect today to be a little bit flatter, maybe a little bit negative. People looking at those numbers, and again, the tone is just very negative out there with what we see. Again, yesterday the VIX did come back down, back into the 1860 range, which is much better than the 21 range. Now the dollar, yesterday we marked this level off. You can see 8:30, we kind of bounced off of it at that 50, and then yesterday or late last night, what it was yesterday, I guess late last night we hit that same level again. We've just continued this across. We kind of bounced off of it. And again, it's an area where there was a strong rally at base and a push up again. And we mentioned this level yesterday, but it has hit it in base and then now has hit it again. So technically, again, remove the time, remove the dollar, remove everything about this one. It's hitting a level, and this is the third time it's been here. It wasn't the most super clean entry. Um, yeah, yeah. So it's in an area where if we start to see dollar strength rolling, um, again, no shock, no surprise. So it's kind of where we are, and it is showing that it's negative, but again, it's negative into an area of confirmed sellers and a 50% retracement with fib levels. So it's there. Indices right now all slightly red. Um, Again, about a quarter of a percent down, all of them. There's no major outlier right now. The YM is the strongest, being down zero point 0.2 versus the 0.23, 0.24, 0.29. Right, so not much different. They're all about a quarter down. Not really much. And again, I would expect. Yes, and I would expect not major movement. Um, the reason why I just don't see a ton out there today, as far as what could happen, is just because non-farm is such a big thing. This is like the calm before the storm, if that makes sense. All right. So again, they're all a little bit negative. I think overall the market sentiment right now is more to the negative side. It's kind of like, yeah, not necessarily. Um, I guess not where everybody. I guess the market, not I can't say not everybody, but the market, I think, is still surprised that there's again going to be no more cuts, and two that even Boston is like, we're going to hold it here for a long time, and again, that's what they've been saying forever. But it's a big surprise. Now commodities, oil is collapsing. 83. I said I'd be excited if we were at like 80 tomorrow, but I think 83 is more realistic. Down another dollar, down to 83. I'll tell you right now, with it dropping basically $7 this week. Yeah, you ate them all. Good job. Here, Daddy, throw this out. Good job. With it basically dropping $7. Remember, OPEC's big thing is, they want stability in the price markets. Is dropping this much in 1 week. Is that stability? Not really, right? They talk that, we heard mentioned earlier in the week that Russia was going to reevaluate next week just to make sure that, the demand constraints are there. And with the oil collapsing this way, why would they suddenly lift the cuts? Like if it's down $7, almost $10 already for the week, in the last 2 weeks, it's even more. Um, I guess yeah, almost yeah, it's more than $10 in the last 2 weeks because we're up at 95. Why throw more supply on the market if it's already dropping that fast, right? Is OPEC's motivation going to be to get oil back down to $66 a barrel, $60 a barrel, $70 a barrel? No. They're in this to make money. It's a business. So I don't think the cuts are changing. I know people got really, really excited about that, but it just shows how volatile it is. And again, the crazy part about this is we also talked about how, Chinese data was starting to show that services are going up. It looking like it's stabilizing. Um, yeah. So yeah. So again, with China starting to pick up again, demand could be increasing, but with the price dropping, I don't think anybody's going to care. So just things to watch out for. Natural gas up 2.4% again. We're at 303 now. I like is I don't know. Yeah, it's not $8 or $10 where the heck we were, but it's like, man, we are about 50 cents too high over what we think we need to be. It's cool temperatures, but people are not going crazy right now with heating and cooling. The demand on this one should be much, much less. And excuse me, we have inventory later today, so maybe this is popping now because of the inventory coming out. We'll see. Gold, absolutely flat, down 0.02, 0.03. again, holding that 1820 mark, I think that's where it needs to be. Yesterday we mentioned that, kind of 1820-ish, um, potentially able to break through 18 later in the week. And then again, silver holding at 21. So 18, 20, and 21 are the two major areas. We have one that's red, one that's green. So again, no real trend in there. Nothing that we, overly need to be kind of looking at and be like, yep. Just is what it is. Right. So again, mostly flat today. Here's what we got the Aussie. So yesterday morning, right, we knew we were bouncing off of it and kind of just, again, we hit it, we went down, we found the buyers, we came back up, we hit it again, found the buyers for here, and then we just kind of flatlined. And then really late last night, we got a nice, decent pop through. And again, one, two, it ended up breaking on number three, and it happens. But you see, is it a valid level? And look at this. Came back down and based in it again, came back up, based in it, and has just held and maintained, right? Um, Is there a lot of trajectory? A lot of movement in this one? Not really. I mean, the 50, there's not really anything. It's just a slow grind down again. We knew we had the buyers here. We know we got a little bit of racetrack. And really, the best trade right now is this racetrack. I mean, this was a decent little kind of setup here using the 23. But again, it found buyers on the other side before pushing back up again. I mean, I guess from peak to trough, 36 pips. And then we just pulled back up and then flatlined. And then nice rally up. And then boom, we kind of slammed right back down to that same level. So the trajectory right now is, again, are we trending? I mean, we kind of have lower highs, but we have higher lows. So it's kind of like, it's more of a consolidation pattern right now. And is there anything today, news wise, worthy of changing it? Nope. Nope. So I don't expect there to be a lot out of this one today. And again, if you caught that one, you could have adjusted this one slightly. I just have it, again, a little bit exaggerated if we're using this one. It actually should have been right there, right? Using the red bottom, green bottom. So again, one candle distance, but there would have been your bottom. There's your top. So you most likely got out for your 1 to 3 on that. What's the on the actual zone drawing? Yeah, it's 9.5. So it moved 36, so you were out. Um, right now, again, remove it. Again, it's an area of interest where things are pulling back again. If you look to the left of where the peak, and the peak came in at midnight. So I mean, again, you're not looking for a reversal at midnight. There's a little chop over there. I mean, you can see the candles are a little bit wider. It's the up, down, up, down, up, down. But is that a level that you're looking at? You're like, yeah, I'm pulling the trigger right here. This is awesome, right? Um, no, it's not. But um, is there a great buy zone here? Not really. I mean, we have the three here. So the best trade right now we have is a short below the 62. I'm sorry, the 62 69. There's nothing up here. Again, small level to 50. I don't love it. Small little touch here at the 61.8. What happened? But I don't really love that one either. Um, yeah, but it doesn't. Way. It's not that advanced, bud. We have like it's a just a generic like little construction tool or construction bulldozer, but the front of it moves. So like you can, if you lift things up, it'll hold things high or it'll plow. He wants to kind of like do it all. It's yeah, it's not that advanced. um, in the hallway, that's fine. That works for me. All right, so not a whole lot in here. Really, I'd like to see a new type of bottom. We really need this one to get to a position for tomorrow so we can trade it. Right now, there's nothing that screams trade me, trade me, trade me, trade me. And again, small levels of 50 and 61.8. Also, again, we talked about coming at 94.69. You can see about 11 o'clock last night, we hit it and then kind of pushed down again. Problem was, look at all the basing here, right? All this basing, and we can pull this up. You can see it's not a 1 to 3. And whether you decided to trade it, you can say, hey, listen, there's so much basing occurring right here, there's buyers there. And there was, right? Higher lows, there's buyers, and that's what it came down to. I mean, overall, this push was about 35 pips. Um, but at the same time, again, the zone over here with the confirmation, it was a little bit bigger. So, yeah, could you have gotten short from there and made some money? Yeah. Would you be profitable if you were in it right now? Yeah, you'd be up about 29, 30 pips on it, 29.7. So almost 30 pips on it. Is that can we use that level again? It barely touched it. It did base up there, so there was a little bit of a fight. But if it does push up now, again, I'd be cautious because it keeps finding the buyers to punch through. So, if we punch back down again and we blow through all this in here, yeah, it could potentially be a clean level for later on. But right now, if it goes higher, I'd be cautious because you have this higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So we're kind of pivoting higher, and each time it grabs another set of buyers to kind of punch higher. So for me right now, with the buyers here, there's not enough to short this one to three. But if we push all the way back down again and we wipe all this out, right? This all disappears, and say, price comes all the way back down into here. Now it becomes another valid level. It's a third touch, so it's kind of a neutral to minus setting, right? The first touch confirmation is pretty risky. The second one is the sweet spot. The third one, decent, but a little bit long in the tooth. And then four is obviously where we want no part in it. It is number three, but it has barely pierced in either of the two. What? What? I can't. Hey, are you frustrated? Amazing. He's at that stage now where he gets frustrated so easily. And part of it's that he can't communicate, and something doesn't do what he wants to do. But it's like the phase is just like, oh my god, here we go. Here's the meltdown again. Remember when Jin went through this, and it was like, oh, he's more destructive than Jin now. So, all right, so euro dollar. So euro dollar in the last 24 hours, this one's moved a total of 18 pips. So 16 pips. Um, we talked about coming through here at the 50. It's an all right level. And again, we hit it at 8:30 yesterday morning. You can see we got front run it late last night. We came up and kind of got front run again. We're hitting it again. Again, the zone is still holding pretty firm. Is it one we want to take now? I think it's pretty risky. I mean, we've hit it multiple times. It's barely pierced it. I'm still looking for one that goes a little bit above, and I think that's an okay place. Put it right here. Add an alert. There we go. So when we cross to the top side, we'll move just a little bit. Right there. Um, there's a racetrack type scenario where it was nothing but straight down with no wicks on the top of it. I think that's a decent push back again, and it's just kind of restabilizing. Again, the push. Kip, stop. What do you want? Come on. What? You want my phone? Where's your play? You want your play or you want daddy's phone? Here, you want daddy's phone? Here. You want okay, you want your play? See if I can reach it. There you go. There you go. Want your construction vehicles and your fire truck? There we go. All right, let's get resituated. So again, I mentioned 105 is a big area where a lot of people start bringing out all the old articles about parity and things like that, and they're like, "Oh, we're below. Can we go?" And you see what happened. Again, it found a bottom. It was kind of an artificial bottom. We didn't have a bottom until 104.37, so it came back up again. But we still ran in the same levels, 105.30. But it's hit here, hit here, hit here, hit here, hit here. It's probably due to break. If it does come through, and again, we see one of these, right? Look for it to punch, kind of base just a little bit, and then pull back, and then look for something along those lines. Okay. Um, I think we're probably okay to get probably into that area right here, the 105.84. But again, that's kind of what we're looking for is a little bit of a Harry Potter type trade, a break of this level. And again, if it hits it one or two more times, who cares? It doesn't matter. Set the alert that way you can know when the trigger comes in, and we can look for that to punch higher. And really, what this is pushing back up to is it's trying to go back up to right here, the 105.90, right? The 106 level up here is a little bit deep, and I think because of these two tops here, it will get front run and turn a little bit. Um, oh, that's pretty cool, buds. That's pretty cool. I don't know what that thing is called, but yeah, that would make a huge mess. But it's very cool. Um, again, we're kind of in the middle from the top and bottom too. So understand we are in no man's land. That middle 33%. There's not a lot we can do in either direction right now. Again, with the racetrack, the best trade right now is taking this back up in the high in the curve to take it short and run it back down. Euro pound. Hold on. Let's just this one down. So euro pound. We're now 15 pips in 24 hours. So we're rocking right now. But again, it's trending, and it's just because we were base, 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 base. A 2 hour pop, and then base, 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 and it's starting to pull back down again. So we're still maintaining that sideways trend. There's not a lot there. Again, today, again, orange, not necessarily a big one. Tomorrow, nothing over here, right? Nothing over here. Lab owner who defrauded Medicare to forfeit $187 million. Okay. I feel like if you defraud Medicare, which is, again, state governmental type thing, I feel like 187 million is not that much, right? But okay. I feel like there's some jail time with that one. All right. So this is more we're looking for. Do I have a bias, bullish or bearish? Not really. Not really. Again, it's trending. Since the European Open that occurred right here, we've basically stayed inside of a 11 pip range. So no true kind of one way or the other, right? Again, hard to trade when things are just going sideways. It's better to not put a trade on and preserve your capital. Um, yeah, yeah. You're again. All right. I don't think there's really much trend in this one either. The same again after the big spike down in the end, the retracement. Again, new sellers came in. Now, are they new? Here's where the prior zone was, right? And then we popped and went up, and then the intervention happened, or not intervention. It doesn't really matter if you want to call it or not. Like I said, it doesn't really matter if they did or didn't. There's obviously something that happened there, and it coincided with touching 150. So I don't care who did it, but you can't deny that it did happen. Um, it wasn't the aliens, or it was two shooters on the grassy knoll, right? Not just one, right? Doesn't matter if there's 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. Unfortunately, the president still was murdered, right? And that's, I don't know. I guess when you're important, it's assassinated, not murdered, but it's still murder either way, right? But anyway, the old zone again became the top, the top, the top, and the top. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on it right there. Again, could you short off of it? Sure, but again, there's buyers sitting right here, right? There's buyers sitting right there. So it doesn't have a lot of room to run. And again, it's because there just hasn't been really any data in the euro. There's just not much to. Um, yeah, not a lot of movement, right? There's just not much there. There's not much news, right? And right now, I would say that this is probably our top and bottom. I know that it did pierce all the way through, but again, we put a piece in here, put a piece in, put a piece in here, and they are ascending. So it's an area where you need to respect with buyers coming in. It's only about 50 pips, so um, yeah, yeah, just not a great. Like I said, there's just not enough European data right now, right? Not enough European data. What do you got in your hand? Oh, did you get sticky? Yeah, you got sticky. You took a fruit snack out of your mouth. I can tell. Yeah. Yeah. So again, I think we have more trending sideways. We probably bounce off this level down below and then kind of push back up again. So we really need some big data for the euro. Maybe we get something else out of the yen, but again, it won't. This will not be the trigger. The trigger will be back over on the dollar yen side of things. You know, pound pound dollar. So we're looking to get a short in here. We're looking for a base. Now, yesterday morning at 10:30 is when we actually got the base put in, which is great. So we actually have a definable level, right? This was straight down and up in the same candle, so it's no entry, but we did have a one candle base, so we're good now. Now we can actually take this down. We can actually put it right here. It's probably going to be right there, about 11 pips, right there. And again, this one comes up to 10 for 30, right there, 10 for 30. So, and on top of that, we actually pierced it here, and we pierced it here lower. So you can see there was our basing level. We came down to hit it and shot back up. We went pretty deep and went right back up again. So again, it's more lined up for what we are looking for, and how we're looking to get into it. Now, this is one of those ones. Again, I would throw an alert on this one as well, and I want to know when it breaks through. Right? It would be a red, and again, click that button, add the alert, and boom, there you go. And again, 10 for 30. I love these. It takes it back down. It's only about halfway. It's before the profit taking. So I like this one. It's a pretty decent trade. And with everything else with the sideways movement we have, there's not a lot there. Now, this one does have some problems up top. Again, this was kind of a junky zone, but if you take the zone up top here, you can see we've hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Again, we're smashing it again. So it may try to rally up a bit more. Again, I don't here. You want this? I don't think that we can keep playing the dollar weakness card. I don't think it matters what NFP is tomorrow. I mean, unless NFP is just absolutely ridiculous tomorrow, I don't think that we're. Yes. Thank you. Here, you want this too? Um, unless NFP is absolutely ridiculous, which I really don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of surprise, but I don't think it's going to be anything that's just completely off the wall. So, um, with that, um, I do think dollar strength rolls back into this one. The pound's got nothing for me, and again, I think the dollar has some more room to run to the downside. So again, getting this one short at 121.03, coming down to 120.72 ish. Again, it's a 10 for 30. Nothing super exciting, but have the alert set it off if you need it. Pound yen. Here's where we were yesterday. That 9 o'clock window. If you missed it, it did touch it late. Not late, but what 3:30. Um, so if you got in, it did come back up and come back up. I don't know. Maybe you got stopped at break even if you played this one at 10:30, or you said, "Hey, listen, it is now confirmed. I like it now. I'm in, or I'm good to get into the trade." But you can see there you go. It's completely out. And this was a 25 for 75 for I guess 25.9. So we'll just round to the 26 for 77. Um, so nice push. It's out now, but we're still within inside of that same range of buyers. There is kind of another little short in here. This one does actually require some strength from the yens part. I think it has the ability to go lower here. Again, I don't think anything great with the pound, but it's kind of like taking a dollar and a yen based trade against the pound. It's kind of that's a pure pound trade versus the dollar reinflating. I don't think that the yen is inherently strong. Um, where are we at? Yeah, we're at 148.50 now, right? So we're down 150 pips. So yeah, whatever you want to call it, you can make up a word, right? A transitory. I don't know. We can put all the funny words together. Um, it's dropped at 150 pips, whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, right? Because again, I guess the BOJ intervening, I guess, is a dirty secret word, right? You can't. It's horrible to think that they would ever do that, right? They do it all the time. But with as many hits through, I think it does come down again. It is a double bottom here, right? It is a mirror wick, so it should it should push down that far. Um, but ideally, you were in the trade from yesterday, taking 77 off, and again, waking up this morning and understanding that you caught that one. If you were to do the same thing down here again, and again, we still need a pullback. We still need some strength to roll back in. It's 24 for 75. It's kind of the same thing. It looks like that. It's a little bit deep, but again, being a mirror bottom, I think will be okay if you were looking for it a second time. But overall, I don't like to take back to back trades like that. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD totally flat. It's minus 0.05. We had a little alert up there. You can see that it saw the alert and was like, oh no, 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 no. And it's a little 530 reversal in there. Dollar CAD's down 14 pips in 24 hours, so not even a pip an hour. And we're really kind of in the same channel. It was a higher push, right? We pushed up and then we came back again, and it was a higher low. And then we pushed up again and it got a little bit more, and now pulled back again. And again, if dollar strength is going to roll back in a little bit, it's probably going to come in somewhere in the next, I don't know, 15, 20 pips. Um, Again, this is why you have alerts. Leave the alert up there. It's still really, really high. Um, all right, this is definitely decaf coffee. It's definitely not working today. I didn't even go to bed that late last night. I guess I did wake up early though. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just looking at this here. You're like, oh man, look at this. So much basing, like Monday, Tuesday, and we're literally pulling right back into it now. So, hold out for the alert. That's all I can tell you. Patience, 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 patience. Right at half a pip an hour, this one's just not cruising. Right, you're not making any money off this one right now. It's just too slow. Right, it is pulling back though a little bit. And here we go. This is what we had. There was a little spike up here at 11:30 yesterday. 10:30, 11 o'clock, it came back up and grabbed the level. And then since that time, it has pushed a little bit lower. It didn't really turn in an area which we were in love with. We're not going to kick Daddy's keyboard. No, you can sit on my lap. You can put your feet here. You can put your feet like that, but you're not going to put them on the keyboard. Boom. There you go. Which one? This way or this way or this way? Which one? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm gonna tickle him if you put him up on my computer. There, I'm gonna tickle him. He's like, no, don't tickle my feet. Your daddy will hold them like that. Whoop, 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 whoop. So 105. I'm sorry. 9105, 9106. We just make it 06. Right. 9106 is again not a horrible target down there. I think that one's pretty decent. Um, you're yawning again. Are you still tired? Do you need some coffee? No, you don't want coffee. Okay, that's okay. I wasn't gonna give it to you anyway. Um, we got about 50 pips to go until we can hit that zone. It's only got a daily ATR of 62, so it's got about a day's worth of movement to get down there. Um, before we hit an opposing zone, what do we got here? We still got about 25 pips, so we got about a 4 hour ATR. So yeah, still inside of the range. We're at least in the bottom section, so again, we're leaning more towards bullish. And again, with the dollar pulling down today, it could be the market setting up for a long tomorrow. Again, does it pre-position itself? Sure. Is it a little bit early? Yes, it is. Right, but seeing dollar weakness coming today, and then again, maybe non-farm is great tomorrow, and then all of a sudden people are like, holy crap, we got more job openings and more. There's inflation. Um, the jobs market is still too hot. Again, absolutely could be on the cards with dollar weakness today. And then dollar yen. So dollar yen, we're consolidating in. You can see once it pinched out, it's funny. It pinched out. People are like, short, short, short. Hurry up, short it. And then you had an hour and a half, and then it literally blurred right back into the same little level. So we are a little bit lower. And again, we know this is clear. Again, obviously the pressure is to the downside. Um, again, very, very hard to use this, but you can see again, grind, 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 intervention, and now we're sitting over here. So I mean, it was fight, 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 but now from the magic level, we have moved this far now, right? That's how far we've moved from the magic level. We're over here. We were just getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. Pull back closer, 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 closer. So it has made some type of a change because it caused this much change right now in the market, right? Where it is now, again, there are a little bit of buyers in here, and the real question is going to be: is can it break through? We really, it's hard to use this here because again, it's such an artificial push to the downside to find where new bases are. You could look at this here and say, hey, listen, there's a base and there's a touch of it. That's a confirmed level, and you wouldn't be wrong, right? You would absolutely not be wrong, right? A green, red, and then green went above, and then it continued to push up to the opposite end where the sellers are at. So it's there. Um, and funny enough, you got the red, green, red in the other direction, and then kind of continued to chop, but it did break through the top side. So yeah, I mean, is there major driving factors in this one? 26 pips, so about a pip an hour right now. I'm sorry, 39 pips. So again, a pip and a half, not even 2 pips an hour. And yesterday, let's see where we got yesterday. I guess it'll advance a little bit, right? Because it's going to go up here at 1 o'clock. So we'll see. It's all right. I think tomorrow, again, depending if we pull in at any of these lower levels, this may give us a little bit of an idea what's going to happen. But I think the biggest thing we're looking for right now is some type of a pullback an hour and a half before non-farm payroll, or even marking this one off and saying, okay, well, where's the European Open tomorrow? Right, European Open is 3. That's what we use for 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then again, there's the U.S. data. Right, what does it do during this time frame? Are we rallying up? Are we rallying down? And is there some type of a level that we're driving into? It's the best way to look at it right now. But is there a great trade? No. We got a ceiling sitting right here, and we got a floor right here. So there's just we're kind of boxing in two directions for the dollar yen. So a little hard to play. Looking at crude. So Target got hit. How about this last night? We talked about 84.20. It hit it at 1:30 in the afternoon and then just maintained. Dun, 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 maintained, and then European Open, and we drove down and hit it again, went through and then based it here, and then went up, and we're still playing with it. So right now we can draw fibs and bring the fibs even farther down. You can see at the 23.6, there's not really anything. That hiccup is there. Again, we hit the 84.20, so that one is out. We'll leave this here just because it was an old level. I mean, looking to the other side, we're about to hit the 78, which I'm not super concerned. And there's a little chop there, but not really the best of. I'm not really interested in taking a buy off that level. I mean, yes, there's a hiccup around the 88.40. Yeah, there's a little touch of the 61, but yeah, I mean, the problem with the 61 is it's at the 90 mark. You know, let's draw that on there. Put that 90 mark on there. Just so we have it in context. So right now, the best short is at 90, but you know what 90 is going to do. 90 is going to be the back and forth, right? So yeah, as far as crude goes, post-pandemic boost to U.S. ETF market fades. Okay, yeah. So I don't really love much in this one. Like I said, we need some factor to drive the stock. Give us some good zones. Natural gas. So natural gas. We were calling for a profit target of 295. Looks like 2 o'clock it came down and it hit 296.5. So I missed it by 1.1 and a half pennies. And then we kind of rallied off that same level higher. So, we are driving up. We're at 3. I mean, how long's it been? Let's see how long it's been since we've been here. So it has been since January. We haven't been up here since January. You can see on the 1 hour, there's not really a whole lot stopping this one, right? Um, um, these sellers right now. 312. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I think 312's on the radar. We saw what we had. If we can break through this little area here at 305, um, there's not really a lot of sellers sitting there based off of prior data. So I feel like we can go up to 312. I don't really want to go there, but I feel like that's where it's heading. So yeah, again, once we get in the 312, 313 area, I think we can look for a turn and potential rollback to the downside. But right now, yeah, not much out there. Gold. All right, so gold. Again, we talked about it bouncing. You can see we missed the top a little bit. We kind of smashed off the bottom. It did go a little bit through the bottom side, but we really haven't changed trajectory. We're still kind of playing sideways inside that box. Yes, it's dropped a little bit lower. Oh, you want this one? Okay. Ooh, what'd you do? Loud. Hold on. But it's a little loud. Um, yeah. So I think we're still sideways on this one. I would like to see where this one loads up. I do think there will be some gold movement with NFP tomorrow, especially if there's a miss. Again, the unemployment rate also I think will play into this one about whether or not is the inflation. Are we there? Are we going to continue to smash it into the ground? What are we going to do with it? Do we need to raise again? I think those are all points that will probably come up more tomorrow. Non-farm is a quite a large data point. Seeing it a little bit negative today. I'm not necessarily worried about it. I mean, gold and silver both a little bit negative, but we haven't really again, are we in a trending market? Nah, we're still just kind of going that sideways kind of bit, right? Um, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's just, yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, maybe if we push back up, we can look for some shorts. But right now, I think the two levels to be looking out for right now is this top side for tomorrow, and then I'm obviously down at 1800. Those are going to be the two levels that we're looking for. And again, kind of doing the same thing. You talk about what did the European market do with it. Again, mark off that like 2:30, 3 o'clock time frame, and then do the same thing, looking at when that news comes in at 8:30, and see what it does. Right now, there's not enough to really kind of make a determination up or down. Silver, kind of the same thing, but obviously bigger swings. Again, here's the box that I drew last week about kind of the range that we were going to be stuck in, and you can see, yesterday at 8 we hit the top, and then at 12 o'clock we were kind of hitting the bottom of that range. And again, I drew this a little bit deep, but that's fine. And then we came back up and we grabbed the top side, and now we're kind of basically sitting in the middle. 21 is acting as a bit of a magnet. Um, Right now, there's no direction. I can't tell you to pull the trigger right or left. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you. And we're not really in a zone either way. We're kind of stuck in that sideways channel. Now, if we rally up, again, we look for shorts. If we rally down, I think, look to see where the 8:30 window is, right? Right. If we push up to here, then we can go down, right? If we do the opposite and push into like this level here, then we can look to go higher, right? But overall, I really don't think 21 changes too much unless we get some type of data that is like so crazy. Um, yeah, yeah. I just don't think that. Again, there's not many factors out there, right? I don't think this is the game you want to be in right now. Gold and silver, just not the game. Not the game. All right, let's see. What do we got Apple doing? Apple high side. Apple high side running into sellers where we are right now. So again, not a great place for Apple. Tesla with a nice little spike up, and again, it is hitting sellers over here on the left. It is supported a little bit though, so there is a little bit of support in there, right? Sitting right in there, right? And again, it's kind of an old top here. But there's a bit of a racetrack. So yeah, I mean, again, if you're interested in those Tesla trades, anything below 256.43, it's got some room to run to the downside over in here. Okay. All right. Let's see, VIX. VIX popping a little bit, but not too much, right? Dollar, again, we're still kind of, you can see a low kind of went in and we started to push up again. So it is finding some buyers back in this level again. It's an all right level. It is what it is. Of the indices, the Russell actually in the green right now. But we've accelerated a little bit more with the ES and NQ. So let's drop them down to 15. Let's see what we got on these lower time frames here. Looks like the 930 candle did pop up. It was kind of a zone, but at the same time, right? There's the confirmation. It did come in at 8 o'clock today before touching it again. Did it have enough room to run to the downside? It is right there. A little risky. A little risky, right? So yeah, it we're looking for the top of the candle behind the burst is the profit target. It actually came down and touched it. So you may or may have not gotten into that one. If you are in it right now, you are positive still. But again, it turned exactly where it should have turned. Right, we're looking for the burst in the pivot point, and there it is. And you can see it went just slightly past it before retracing back up again. So if you're in it again, lock in profit. Don't have this one cost you any money. Overall, again, this one's kind of middle of the road. It's not strongest, not weakest. It's on the weaker of the sides, though. All right. So there was that. NQ. Let's see. The 930 is right there. Unfortunately, this one went above. Right. If there's your zone, right, your 8 o'clock candle actually went above. So you could have, I guess, said that there is your zone there, but you did not hit. Maybe on your broker. Again, remember, for the most part, these should all look the same. Sometimes with slight fluctuations of when their clock is printing a candle or not printing a candle, like when they're recording the data. Okay, it should be the same. You should have missed on pretty much everybody, but you never know. Sometimes the like a funded accounts, because they're derivatives of the actual price. Sometimes they're just slightly different. This one may have gotten in, so but most likely you missed it. And it's unfortunate, you know. There's no pep, there's no pit bets over here, but the pit bet gang is still strong on this side, um, with a nice little short to the downside. YM, oof, YM is all kinds of crazy. 930 is this whip up. Actually, there's the high. If you use the high candle there, uh, this is the overnight, right? With the confirmation there, looks like it hit kind of a big zone though, kind of a deep zone. Three is there, so a little bit deep because you would expect buying to come in that area, right? That's where you expect buying to come in. So little choppy, little choppy. This one's close, and again, kind of a big zone, right? That zone's two times, three times the average of any candle. So again, I don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, eh. I don't know about opening print on that one. Just I think the zone's too big. But again, just sideways moving, right? Barely moving. Russell back into red. All right. So yesterday, again, if you can send this across, it's the same ones. There was no confirmation the overnight. This is from yesterday, and again, there was the original move. Again, 12:30 we came up to grab it again. 3 o'clock we came up to grab it again. Here we did it again. The 9:30 candles. See this really ugly red one? It's open and close is the same candle, or they basically almost the same spot and went all the way up and came all the way back down again. Yeah, that's what that one looks like. So Russell didn't really have any confirmed ones in the overnight either that were great, especially because we knew how to sell there. So again, Russell is the one that to say that it's the strongest. Again, it is the best of the worst right now, but we're only talking about minus 0.03 versus minus 0.1. So not much difference between the two. Again, sideways, I think this one will probably have the most exposure to non-farm payroll tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I would use this as a short again, right? There, and again, drove deeper from those, so it should push even higher up. It should be like that much left, and I don't even love the top over there. So, as far as where the trajectory with the Russell is, again, I think look at the European session, look to see what they do, look to see what the movement looks like from 7 to 8:30 tomorrow morning. It should give us a telltale sign. I think the Russell will have the most movement, the most exposure to the data tomorrow morning. So eh, we'll see. Again, I always think my opinion is I think currencies are a safer market. You have more options to go against weak, where we just don't have it with the indices. I think it's a little riskier. Yep. Well, sorry, buds, you got dirt there. I think this is probably more of an inside day. Maybe it turns really, really bad as people are like, holy crap, non-farms tomorrow, and it's going to be bad. Maybe it does that, but again, nothing to really trade off this one. That's what we're looking for is the ability to trade these things. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, with that, let's go ahead and do the drawing. We're about 5 minutes early here. I'll let you take this one to. We'll take it to 8. Right, the data's a little bit off. I don't want to shortchange anybody, but we will let it go to 8 today. Um, and again, hopefully tomorrow there's more. I mean, as I mentioned, um, again, this I think is probably where the. I mean, again, maybe non-farm blows it out and we come in at like 200,000. Right. The average hourly earnings again maybe misses and shows that inflation is not there, but this shows that inflation is there. The market's preparing for it, and then this 3.7. There's been a lot of 3.7, a lot of these drops that have not come in, but again, maybe again, I'd be very cautious with the CAD too. If CAD comes in at 5.5, I wouldn't be surprised. If dollar CAD tomorrow is red, not necessarily going to be surprised whatsoever. So we'll see what it does today. Again, European session is really where the telltale signs of what should happen or probably will happen will come in at. All right. All right, here we go. Let's close it down for the day. No will today. All right, winner of today's drawing is take her to Vegas. I'm telling you. My God, she's so lucky. I'm telling you, she's got some skills. I don't know what it is. I don't know what she does, but man, Time to drive to Vegas this weekend. Road trip. Road trip, road trip, road trip. Oh, and look at this. Her 25 puts her above 10,000. Boom, right there. So I'm telling you, crazy. Crazy. Right? Crazy. I think that's why Will is inconsistent with chart school now because he won too many in a row and he felt bad. He felt bad. So anyway, I don't know what it is. He's probably just busy. He's got all kinds of stuff going on down there. So, all right. With that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Again, non-farm payroll, big one. Look from 3 to 7. Look from 3 to 8:30 and 7 to 8:30. Those are the two telltale signs of things being factored into the market or the market preparing for it. Because again, it is a manipulated data point. Um, Again, trade safe. Make sure you have stop losses on. Crazy things can happen. Um, Not that I think there's another BOJ incident, but maybe the BOJ didn't do the first one, but maybe the next time it comes to 150, they do. So you never know. We could have strong dollar data punch out to 150, and then bam at 150, the hammer comes again with a big drop. So a lot can happen where we are. So make sure you trade safe. Everybody stay cool, stay dry, stay warm. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you then. See ya.